Alright guys, we're back with what ended up being the final war of Alliance War Season 30. It is the all high ground war. If you don't do Alliance War, if you're not sure what happened, or if you're not in one of the higher tiers, then high ground is one of the more annoying nodes that every 10 seconds they get an aptitude charge. You get rid of them by getting 10 hits on your combo meter. If they hit you when they have an aptitude charge, even into the block, you're taking like, I think it's like 500 or 1,000 like energy per blocked hit, so it can be quite frustrating. Here you can see Korg is not a high ground defender, but he's got high ground with that node on the top right. It's okay, Kingpin still blasts through it, and in Hyperion as well, not a high ground defender. You can see it says high ground inactive. We're going to go ahead, I think we threw an invulnerability boost on just in case he goes to a special 3, but you can see there it is again. The high ground timer on the top right is there. And for some of the longer fights where you're going to be baiting, heavy attacks and such, and you're going to be taking hits on the block, it is going to be insane to take all that damage when you're not prepared for it. So there you can see I have the invulnerability boost on to take Hyperion Special 3. And Kingpin continues to plow his way through all the hazard shift nodes. But I think we ended up not doing the left side past 1, 2, 3, but we did the middle and the right. So I've got a full war slate here for you, and every fight has the bonus of being high ground as well. So here we're going to take Darkhawk on the ebb and flow knockdown, and then when you knock him down, he gets debuff immune for like 6 seconds. I think we just build up to a nice special 3, but you can see here taking the hit, taking those Darkhawks like special 1 on the block is going to be a little extra painful here. Now there are fights that are normally high ground defenders, and I'm used to taking those, and we have some nice counters for some high ground defenders, but it's in this case this was really frustrating for everyone at this point. We have still not received our rewards. I know my alliance was pretty happy. I think we had already secured, finally, we made that push into Platinum 3, and we should finish comfortably in Platinum 3, even if we had lost the last 2 wars. But this was great. Regardless, we're going to finish Platinum 3, and hopefully we'll get a better start to next season. But Magneto took down Darkhawk no problem. Here I have gone with Magneto against this ebb and flow knockdown Hitmonkey before, but I'm specifically doing the same thing, and I've done this in the past as well. I'm going in with Guillotine 2099 because I want to get a charge with Guillotine 2099 for another fight, which will be the next one. So it's always nice with Guillotine 2099. The first fight is always a bit slower, but then the second fight is a lot faster. Because if you finish with Guillotine 2099, the way she works, if you finish a fight with a special 3, then you get to start the next fight with 100 combo already. And Guillotine 2099 is similar to a Star-Lord in terms of every hit on the combo meter ramps up your attack, as well as the direct energy damage, as well as the degen damage. Right, the damage you get from degens as well as your base hits. And getting over 100 also helps with some of her pre-fight abilities, which I don't typically use because I always keep them to have higher armor on for higher defense and for backup healing. But here we finish with the special 3, and we've got a Tigra. And here we've got Tigra on steady build-up fury, heavy hitter, power alternator. Since I'm going to be I want to keep her power down, and I want to be throwing special 1s the entire time. So here you can see my damage is ramped up huge because I'm starting with 100 combo already. Plus I can just spam special 1s to keep her power drained, and that Tigra is toast in a matter of seconds. Again, if you haven't seen my stuff before, I do Path 5 and Path 9. I've got 2 accounts, both legit, both are mine from start to finish, and I boost up nicely for each one, and the fights are sped up just a little bit so we can fit all our fights for the war into a 20 to 25 minute span if you're interested in seeing all the fights. Here we've got a power snack Man-Thing, so I could not get again. I used my charge against Tigra, so now it's going to be a little bit of a slower fight here. Plus, because of Power Snack, I am going to be spamming the special ones, because as well he's going to be armor breaking my armor up, so I'm going to keep getting the armor up, he's going to keep armor breaking me, he's going to keep gaining power, so but I can mitigate that with my special one. So it's just going to be a lot of spamming special one to keep his power under control. Plus, I don't have to worry about him. I think it's Man-Thing that reduces damage from crits, but because I'm not critting, I don't have to worry about any reduced damage. I just have to know that I'm going to have to ramp up this fight from scratch. And again, I am taking a bunch of blocked hits, as you can see, but I'm going to try and at the same time keep the high ground aptitude charges under wrap at the same time for every single fight. It's going to be in the back of my mind there. But, so every time I get stuck taking a hit, it's a little frustrating. But, you want to watch out for those champions with multiple, hit special ones, not to get too much damage on the block. But we'll see what we can do. Now we're over 100 charges already. I'm not really worried about this fight at this point. It's gone great. And there goes Man-Thing. Next, we've got Professor X, who is a high ground defender normally. Now, I forgot to show the node, but it is Mixed Master. So we're going to go with Diablo, and we're going to use his distilled will. So every energy hit, I am going to recover 70% of the damage dealt if I have the his Philosopher's Mix active. Now here, this is Mix Master, so I do have to rotate my hits between medium, light, mediums, specials, heavies, not to do the same attack twice in a row. Sometimes I forget, like there, and there goes my invulnerability boost. I think I threw a second heavy attack in a row, and that's my first of 2 mistakes, but the invulnerability can only help me with the first one. But for the most part, this works pretty well because Diablo can really can mitigate some of the energy damage, and at the same time, though, do a lot of poison damage on Professor X. So even though I'm not getting a ton of hits in, I remember to remove his falter charge. His falter charge moves up, and then it drops down from 20 down to 0. When it gets down to 0, you gotta whiff another hit. And I do forget about it. I get into a good rhythm, and I totally forgot there that he had got down to 0. I take a whole bunch of damage because I hit right into him as he was getting to the end of his timer. But now it's fine. We can finish off the fight. We can heal up. It's no problem. And Diablo gets some healing throughout the fights anyway, so we'll be okay. Again, this fight also not perfect, not the greatest counter here. Apocalypse does do a good job of when you parry heavy. I can keep things rock stacks down, but still his special after the specials, he's still on parries, still gets that kinetic transference, and Footloose is really frustrating. But we get a nice special 2 off here. I do have to keep tabs on his timer, his rock stacks, and I see he's at 15. I go to hit into the block. That was a nice way to hit into the block and let him throw it. Now he's back down to only 5 rock stacks. And so halfway through the fight, I'm feeling pretty good about how it's going. But then, and here we're going to push him into the block again, get another special 2 off. Halfway done, we're looking great. And then it kind of gets a little messy here, but we're okay. So he throws that special 1. So now, again, we're stuck in the corner here. I have to I throw the special 1. It pushes him over 15. He gets that unstoppable. He throws an unblockable special 2 against the wall. I'm a little screwed. I throw a special 1 just to try and get him away from me. I can't evade his special 1 on the wall. We get another special 1 off. We get some adrenaline healing, getting us back into this fight. Again, taking any hits on the block because of high ground on a non-high ground defender can be very tricky. But here we go. We got to take another blocked hit, take a bunch of damage from those aptitude charges. But we get off a special 1 here. And thing is almost ticking away. Those poisons are going to get him. And there we go. So we barely make it through, but that's pretty much all I needed. I think I needed Apocalypse for one more fight. So I did have to heal him up again. That cost us a few potions, but not the end of the world. Here we got an Ebb and Flow intercept Immortal Abomination with Warlock. We've done this fight a whole bunch of times throughout the seasons. Even through this season, I think we did this a couple times. I think sometimes I get a little bit too aggressive trying to go for intercepts on this fight, because I can get it down even without it. He'll do enough damage. But I think so there I get a nice intercept. There I kind of messed up. I don't know if it was me or the controls. I meant to, once I got the parry, I meant to dash in and it dashed back, but that's fine, even if we get hit a little bit. Not the end of the world here. I-Bomb is almost done. There I get clipped a little bit by the end of his special one. Finish him off with our special 2, and down goes Immortal Abomination. Now let's hop over to Path 9 of Section 2. We've got Magneto against Dragon Man on Window of Opportunity Stun, One Eye Open. We've done this fight a bunch of times this season. It doesn't always go super smooth. There are definitely been better ones than this one. There, I'm going to take a hit on the block on his special 1 in order to get rid of the power gain. And now, because he's #metal, the power gain is not going to return for the rest of the fight. Unfortunately, he's still going to get high ground, which in every single fight is going to be there this war. So we do get kind of stuck up against the wall here. And again, against Dragon Man, you don't want to armor break Dragon Man. There we get a nice evade of his heavy on the wall. Unfortunately, I messed time the second one. I was really trying to hit special 3, I think, before he threw that heavy. And I just remember clicking on this special, and I don't know if it shows in the video, but I was trying so hard to press it before that. And now, because I don't have enough to kill him on that special 3, I armor break him. And if you armor break Dragon Man, you take some degen until the armor break disappears. Luckily, we get out of that fight before we take too much damage. Now, here's another nice Diablo showcase. Again, this is a non-high ground defender Terrax. Window of Opportunity, Stun, Empowered Immunity. So he's like Bleed and Shock immune. So I'm going in with Diablo, class advantage, and he does poisons. And with his pre-fight there again, I'm going to be healing 70% of the damage that he does to me. So even if he does have his rock field active and I'm right next to him, I will be healing back 70% of the damage. So even here, he's going to throw his special 2. I think he does get me stuck next to him a little bit. But if I can get my Philosopher's Mix up, I'm not going to be taking as much damage from his rock field, as long as the Philosopher's Mix is up. But again, I'm getting healing, even though I don't run willpower on this second account because I was too lazy to ever unlock it, which is fine. Diablo still gets natural healing, which is great, and he takes down that Terrax, no problem. Here we have this, kinetic transference and feats of indestructible. So when you get to 2 bars of power, the opponent goes indestructible for invulnerable for a few seconds. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to spam some special 1s here with Guillotine 2099 against Blade. I'm bleed immune. I don't really have to worry about it. And again, I know this kinetic transference stuff. If you let Blade get to a special 2, he has one of those long, multi-hit special 2s, and then he'll get stuck potentially in a special 2 rotation, which is why I think he's here. But if you can bait his special 1 or keep him power drained, there's really nothing to worry about here against Blade on kinetic transference. So we'll just spam some special 1s. Blade's almost done. Again, I can easily evade his special 1. Yes, the special 2, you'll take more hits on the block and can be troublesome, but keeping the special 1, you'll have no problem. Back onto Path 5, we've got Mole Man on this Ebb and Flow Intercept Mighty Charge. We're going with Apocalypse. so that our debuffs are actually going to stick. Unfortunately, I go for that intercept and I kind of mess up the beginning of this fight. But that's fine. We get off a nice special one. Evade his special one. And I'm really not too concerned about this one. Bait his heavy attack back in. Let's go beta special 2. And again, I don't think this fight was the cleanest. I think I was a little aggressive going for some intercepts, which I don't necessarily needed, but definitely makes the fight go faster. But there we go. That was a nice intercept there. Really gets a nice chunk of damage. Another clean evade on the special 1. Drop our own. Again, slowly also keeping tabs a little bit on the... there he tried to go for the intercept. Twice, get clipped. Got the bleed on me. I'm going to go bleed immune. I'm thinking, okay, I might go bleed immune if it lasts long enough. Not quite enough, but so we still took a bunch of damage. But we're fine. I think this is the last fight I needed Apocalypse for. So a little too aggressive there going for the intercepts. Had more than enough time to wait it out. Now here I bait that special 2. And down goes Mole Man. So now the final fights are pretty good. I think so. We got a Mojo on Recovery, Indomitable, Vigorous Assault. We're going in with Magneto. He's going to... Mojo's #metal. We're going to completely bypass the 1% damage cap on this fight. Again, I'm just going to completely ignore Mojo's prompts. Hopefully, I don't get too many of them that I don't get a hater on me. But for the most part, you're going to see there, I'm just going to try not to evade. I don't want to trigger an extra, like, even though I am getting buffs just from the, I build up to a special 3. That's fine. We take his hit, like Mojo's hit on the block. Drop a huge special 3 there. It completely bypasses the damage cap. The bleeds are ticking Mojo away now. And there goes a nice chunky Mojo in a difficult spot. No problem with Magneto. Now we got Kingpin against a nice beefy Nova. This is a high ground defender on stun immune hazard shift. And I am just going to plow away with Kingpin here. I immediately get to my unblockable specials. I can evade Nova's special all day long. I know that I have an invulnerability boost on just in case Nova decides to be stingy with the specials and go to a special 3. But Kingpin here, nice clean evades on the special 1. Again, if Nova's happy to throw them, I am happy to evade him. Get a nice special 1 there. And again, even though he's unblockable, just keep pushing him to special 1s. Get him in a nice special 1 cycle. And down goes Nova. I was super happy with that fight. Next, someone had trouble with Modoc. Again, this war didn't matter at this point. We all knew we were only doing like 2/3 of the map. We left the whole left side open, and I think we still won this war just to get the extra shards from it, from the rewards. So we've done this fight. If Modoc was at full health, we would still do the same thing. It's the Spry, Limber, Brute Force node. And again, Magneto doesn't need the pre-fight from White Magneto to get around Limber. The magnetism can get you around Limber no problem. So one more heavy attack there, and down goes Modoc. Last but not least, we've got this is a true high ground defender in Magneto, and we're going to go Diablo again with the Distilled Will pre-fight. And I did boost up a little bit here, and the last time I think I took this Magneto, they had Liquid Courage Double Edge, and they were taking recoil damage every time the Magneto threw a special. It made the fight really easy. This one was not so easy. Unfortunately, I get clipped there at the beginning. So there, I kind of hold the end of my special 1, get some extra healing there. My plan on this fight was to try and build to a special 3 right away. And then try and finish the fight after that. There, if I'm close enough and I feel confident that I can evade and counter that special 1 just like I did there, that's what I'm going to try. Sometimes I'm a little too far away, and I don't want to go for it at the risk of getting parried. See, but they're really nice and close. Don't flinch on that initial bit. There, I'm too far. I even get clipped a little bit at the end of that one, which is unfortunate. But if you're nice and close and you don't flinch on his first little dash move in before he throws the rest of his special 1, then you can easily go in and counter it. Again, it's about practicing and getting used to the spacing. So there, I took 1 extra dash back, not going to attack in at the risk of getting parried. Again, I know that I'm too far away there, not going to do it. So there, unfortunately, I do get parried. But I finally get to my special 3. I'll get some adrenaline healing. I'll get some healing back from the special 3. The animation is actually really cool on this one. Every time I see it, it's pretty awesome. So I get some healing back. He's got massive amount of, got like 10 poison stacks on him. He's getting like 2k per tick, which is great. And then we really just kind of go for some nice intercepts here. I don't know why I got clipped by the end of those special 1s twice. That was frustrating. So here, again, I hold the end of that special 1, get some extra healing. And then at this point, again, that was a nice counter on the special 1. I was nice and close again. And here I just kind of feel like I know that I either hit into the block and bait some more special 1s, or I actually try and go for some nice clean intercepts if I can get them. There, I know I'm too far away, but we get a nice intercept. Again, I felt I was a little too far there, but a nice clean intercept. I know that I'm slowly trying to gain a little bit of health while I'm trying to take him down. But really happy with the way that I think this was the first war that I started bringing Diablo in. Another nice special 1 counter. And he's been definitely one of my favorite champions to bring into Alliance War. Especially with high ground, he can mitigate a lot of the extra energy damage. And like Magneto here, I think in the previous time I fought him, he clipped me, but I just recovered a whole bunch of the health. So really happy with the way this one finished. I might put out a war rewards video, but unfortunately the war came to an end a little bit early. That kind of sucks, but we still got 17 solo war for you. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next one, guys.